Who is Thresh? Thresh was once known as a man named Erlok Grail, a scholar amongst the Blessed Isles of Helia. Erlok Grail was by no means a humble man and expected great things of his life upon graduation from the academy. Helia was a civilization run on innovation and knowledge, and Grail was hungry for the opportunity to prove that he was capable of both and rise to fame because of it. This wasn't to be, however. Upon his graduation, he expected to be named an apprentice of one of the councilmen of Helia, the most prestigious offer a graduate can receive and assures your trajectory to the top of this academic society. But he was made a warden of the vaults of Helia, known as a thresher, a position often given under the pretense of sacred servitude, but truly just given to those who wanted to be the top brass wanted to be rid of. Threshers roamed an underground maze of magical artifacts and tomes that were known to lull threshers to their deaths. The vaults were lightless, and as a thresher, oftentimes the only company you had was a lamp and your mind. You slept in a cell, and your only contact with another human being was at times your designated lunch hour, if you could even remember your way there. For it was sometimes weeks before Grail encountered another on his patrols of his sector of the vaults. Threshers died in these vaults, and no one would ever know because of how expansive they were. But Grail refused to die in anonymity, and he promised revenge on all of Helia for his exile. He fashioned a sickle to protect himself and studied many tomes until a magical artifact caught his eye that he believed was his ticket to the top. Before he could finish studying it, he was caught by another thresher and had to kill him before he was found out. Grail lucked out, however, as it was likely weeks before his actions were discovered, and for the first time in its history, a ship of outsiders had made its way into the Blessed Isles. He was carrying the keys to his success, a decorated soldier desperate for knowledge of a cure for her queen, rumored to be held in the Isles, and a young prodigy of the arcane arts, eager to prove himself. Through manipulation of the two, he solved the mysteries of his artifacts and found himself on the ship's voyage to its home, Camivore, at this time the richest and mightiest kingdom in all of Runeterra, to find the soldier's long dead queen and a mad king who wouldn't take no for an answer. Grail brought the king to his home of Helia, where the waters of life, a magical healing well sacred to Helia, resided, and the king waged war on Grail's people just as he'd hoped. The king's grief over the death of his queen and Grail's quest for vengeance damned, killed, and revived all of Helia and the remnants of Camivore to eternity as specters, and giving rise to Thresh, the Warden of Souls.